Hey everybody, another GMG review. I'm back with Warhammer, the Horus Heresy, Liber Hereticus, the Traitor Legions Astartes Army book. So we are looking at the 18 legions. This is the Traitor Legion book, and we've finally come to the Warmaster's Legion itself, the Sons of Horus. This is the whole crux of the first three books of the Horus Heresy, probably some of the best three books ever written by Games Workshop, and these guys can form both a loyalist or traitor force in the Warhammer the Horus Heresy game. Now, of course, this review is designed to give you an overview of what they're all about, how they play, and if you want to have one of the main protagonists of the entire story as your army, this is probably the one for you. So let's jump right in with their special rules. They have merciless fighters. During any turn in which they get charged or are charged, any attacks that target them are -1 strength. You're just bowled over by these guys. And any vehicle that does impact hits will do an additional 3 hits. So +3, D6 +3 or something like that, or 2D6 +3 if they have the super heavy subtype. So their vehicles grind you over, and when you're in melee with them, whether you're charging or being charged, you're -1 strength in the first turn. You get access to the Warmaster's Armory. You get the Dark Emissary, which is a allied detachment, can use the Legion Cancellarius upgrade. So you can't take him in the primary force. It's basically his little eyes that go out to watch people. So if you want to make just a little allied contingent of these guys, you get a new console upgrade. And then the Warmaster's Own, it's a special set of Warlord Traits. All right, your advanced reaction is Death Dealers. It's basically a return fire reaction. Of course, these can be done once per game, and this is the Legion specific one. But yours is +1 to hit, and it happens before the opponent shoots you. So normally you resolve your opponent's shooting when you return fire and then fire back, not suffering any casualties. I don't know what the in-game effect for this would be, because you still make attacks for the casualties removed, but you just get to roll yours first at +1 to hit. Your Death Dealers. Up close, you're just super dangerous. So it's a cool once per game return fire, and you get +1 bliss skill for the duration of the attack. So you're very, very, very scary to potentially shoot up close, because you will shoot back like crazy. And of course, use Wall of Death with an 8 if you're using Flamers. All right, your Warlord Traits. There are only 2 that are, well, 1 universal one, and there's 1 each for Loyalist and Traitor. The Traitor one, the Chosen of the Dark Gods. At the start of every turn for your Warlord, you roll a d6. On a 1, nothing happens. Oh, sorry, on a 1 you take a wound. Nothing happens. On a 1 you take a wound with no damage mitigation or saves of any kind, including invulnerable saves, because the Chaos Gods just like wreck you. On a 2 to 5, you get +1 strength and toughness. On a 6, you also regain a wound. So basically, chaos is spreading through you if you're a Praetor. Now, the Wolf of Luna one, which is Loyalists only, you can only join units made up entirely of Loyalist Sons of Horus and the Loyalist Legions. But both the Warlord and any unit they join gain +1 attack on a turn in which they charge or are charged by an enemy with the Legion Astartes Traitor Legions. This increase, or in addition to any other normal bonuses granted, and you can take an additional reaction in the assault phase. Sorry, the Dark Gods, you can take an additional reaction in the movement phase. And then the Armor of Pride, the first time you go to 0 wounds, you make a leadership check, and if you do pass, you come back with D3 wounds. So you're too stubborn to die. In addition, you gain additional reaction in the opposing player's shooting phase, as long as you're alive. You do also, with Armor of Pride, not get that leadership test if it's something that's going to be instant death that's killing you, or something that just slays you without inflicting wounds. All right, your Rights of War. Different ways you can build your army. You have the Black Reaving. Models of Legion Astartes Sons of Horus special rule, taken as part of this detachment, gain Rage 2 when they successfully charge an enemy, which is already locked in combat with 1 or more enemy units, or an enemy unit that is the target of at least 1 other charge in the same charge subphase. So basically, when you outnumber your opponent, you gain Rage 2. It's because you're bullying people. Reaver attack squads can be taken as troops and gain the line subtype, and Justurian Terminators gain the Deep Strike. So this is this is Abaddon's boys going in and murdering folks. Your limitations, though, you must take a Legion Centurion with Master of Signal to organize it all, in addition to the Legion Praetor or other character whose presence allows the use of this Rite of War. And a detachment using this Rite of War must include more fast attack choices than heavy support choices. I would say it can't include more heavy support than fast. And then the Long March is the other one. Units made up entirely of models with the Sons of Horus special rule and infantry or dreadnought unit type that are part of this detachment gain +1 move characteristic, which is important too, because that means you get +1 to charge, right? Because as long as your movement goes over 8, you're +1 to your charge rolls. But only when they're moving normally and not when they're choosing to run. Gain +1 in the movement phase, and the movement phase only, when moving normally and choosing not to run. And they gain no move bonus to the charge rolls distance, even if conducted during the movement phase. Oh, weird. Okay, so it for some reason specifically calls out, I missed that part the first time reading through. It specifically calls out you don't gain the bonus to charge. You just get it for the moves. You get extra inch movement. That's the only time I've seen a movement buff not do that. Legion Cataphractii Terminator squads, Legion Tartarus Terminator squads, and Justarian Terminator squads can be taken as non-compulsory troops. And any Legion Cataphractii Terminator, Legion Tartarus Terminator, or Justarian Terminator squads taken as troops gain the outflank special rule. So you can come in the sides. You must be traitors, and attachment with this rite of war may not include any model with the heavy unit subtype unless they're embarked on a model with the transport subtype. So basically all of your like Cataphractii and Justarian Terminators would need to be in transports like Spartans and Land Raiders. So a cool outflanking Terminator assault basically that gets slightly faster. And then Armory of the Thousand Suns. You can take a Karzoran Power Axe. You can exchange your power weapon for one. It's user strength, AP3, melee, breaching 5+, so a wound roll 5 or more makes it AP2, and specialist, so no extra close combat attack for having a bolt pistol. And then Bane Strike Bolters. These are the same ones that you can take on your Alpha Legion. In fact, I think they were made by the Alpha Legion and given to the Thousand Suns, or maybe vice versa. Your independent characters and may exchange their bolters for Bane Strikes for 5 points. Additionally, all models in Seeker squads can change their Kraken bolters for no additional point cost. Legion veteran squads can take them for 2 points per model, exchanging their bolters. And they're 18-inch range, strength 5, AP4, rapid fire, and breaching 6+. And your combi bolters can do it too. If you are a character, because it's just Legion veteran squads and Seekers that can do it normally. So it would just be your character squad or guys that can do it with combi bolters. And then Dark Emissary. So if you're using an allied detachment of Sons of Horus, you can take this as a console upgrade for 25 points. You gain the Warmaster's Eye. If a Dark Emissary is selected as the compulsory HQ choice in an allied detachment that's part of the same army with the Traitor Legions, then all models in the allied detachment, with the Sons of Horus special rule, gain the Stubborn special rule. So all your guys become stubborn because you've been sent out to watch people and you won't let them down. And then War Gear, a Dark Emissary gains the Staff of Authority with no additional point cost. A Dark Emissary may not select a Ouija jump pack, a combat bike, or a jet bike. And the Staff of Dark Authority, it's a power weapon, +1 strength, AP3, melee, unwieldy, and murder strike 6+. It's basically a little baby world breaker. All right, here he is, Horus Lupercal. He's 600 points, but you can also make him 1,000 points and have him be Horus from the end of the story where he's ascended. Weapon skill 8, blitz skill 6, strength toughness 7, 7 wounds, initiative 6, 6 attacks, leadership 10, 2+ save. Ascended, weapon skill 8, strength toughness 8 with 8 wounds. So it ups his strength and toughness. But he also gets some extra stuff. He has the Serpent Scales. It's his 2+3+ invulnerable suit of armor. The Warmaster's Talon, which can be used as a shooting or melee attack. If it's his melee attack, it's melee shred deflagrate. It causes additional wounds in melee, AP2. At strength 7, 8 if he's ascended. And then shooting at strength 5, 24-inch range, AP3, assault 3, and twin linked. It's good old Talon of Horus. He has Worldbreaker, is huge maul, strength 10, AP2, melee, mastercrafted, brutal 2, so double wounds against Primarchs, is a good Primarch killer, sunder against vehicles, and unwieldy, so he would be initiative 1. He has a Cognis Signum, it's the standard style Cognis Signum, gives bonuses to units with if he wants, and then frag grenades. Now, he's unique if he's a Primarch. He's unique and corrupted. Now, corrupted is a word bearer special rule that comes up later on, but the sort of like basic effect of it is you become Fear 1, you can only join and leave other corrupted units, and you are effectively a chaos model at this point. So when you start looking at the corrupted special rule, everyone in your army needs to be corrupted to really benefit from it. And also, any hits inflicted on a corrupted unit subtype model with force or psychic focus gain the instant death special rule. But you're also immune to fear. And when a unit composed entirely of models, the corrupted unit fails a morale check, they don't fall back, they take D3 automatic wounds with no saves or damage mitigation of any kind instead. You automatically pass regroup checks, and cannot choose to fail morale checks due to our weapons or useless subtype or special rule. So yeah, so you fail a morale check, you don't fall back as per standard rules. You just take wounds instead. So he's corrupted if he's big, because he's basically turning into a demon. And then he also has Master of Legion, Master of War. Once at the start of the battle, at the start of any turn in which Horus Lupercal's controlling player is reactive, this special rule may be activated. For the duration of the turn in which the special rule is activated, the reaction allotment of every of the army that includes Horus is +1 in every phase. So you get 2 reactions in every phase instead of 1. But once per game, though. And then Deep Strike, because he can teleport in and he's a traitor. Now, his Warlord Traits are the Sons of Horus. Every infantry unit of the same in the same army as Horus Lupercal gains, regardless of faction. You could also be a different legion, gains +1 leadership and stubborn. So all of your allied legions become +1 leadership and stubborn too. Now, if you're corrupted, on top of that increased stat line, you get Dark Fate. The first time you die, you get put in reserves and then come back with all your wounds remaining. And if any rules are triggered for the victory for killing him, you get them twice. So if you kill him and you kill him again, he's still not you're going to score the victory points twice because he's so hard to kill. And he has the power of Chaos Eternal. Once per battle at the start of any assault phase, he can activate the power of Chaos Eternal, become Strength and Toughness 10 for the duration of the assault phase, and ignore Unwieldy on Worldbreaker. However, once the assault phase is ended and all combats have been fought, Chaos automatically suffers the perils of the warp, but anyone near him takes the wounds before he does if he's in a unit. And then finally, the Spreading Corruption. All models in a unit made up entirely of infantry, cavalry, or dreadnought unit types in the same detachment as Horus can be given the corrupted subtype for 25 points per unit. And if it's like a apothecary unit or a covenant, then you can do it once and they all get it. So they can all be Fear 1, take damage instead of falling back from morale checks, auto rally, and generally just be terrifying chaos monsters. So he's 1,000 points if you want to do that, but boy howdy is he tough. Dies twice. 3+ invulnerable save. You can see they needed to make him a Primarch, but then they needed to make him something else for the end of the story. And at the end of the story, he is a killing machine. All right, Justarian Terminator squads, 275 points. These are the ones that follow Abaddon around. They got Babe Strike Combi Bolters. That's why the rules are there. And the Carsoran Power Axe, Cataphracti. They are Justarian Retinue, so you can take them as a retinue for Master of the Legion and give them Deep Strike, and they can also take a Legion Standard. And then Furious Charge 1, Chosen Warriors, and Stubborns. They can all issue and take challenges. They can take a Proteus or a Dreadclaw as a dedicated transport. You can have up to 7 extra guys. Weirdly, so you can have a 12-man squad for 50 points each. Heavy Flamers, Reaper Autocannons, or Multi-Meltas. And then you can take combi weapons in place of your Bane Strike Bolter, and any model can exchange their Power Axe for a Power Fist weapon, Lightning Claw, Chain Fist for Thunderhammer, and then the leader can take 2 Lightning Claws, or Grenade Harness. So they're your super elite. They're basically the Black Legion Terminators that you see in the future. Reaver Attack Squad, remember you can take this as troops. Is 135 points, and they're elite normally. Weapon skill 5, 2 wounds, 2 attacks, so kind of like a Legion Veteran Squad. You have 4 Reavers and a Chieftain, and they have Chain Axes, Frag and Crack Grenades, and Power Armor. Squad of 10 or less can maybe in a Rhino or a Dreadclaw. And then you can take up to 15 more for 22 points each, an Incio Vox or a Vexilla. Turnable weapons or power weapons for any of them. Hand Flamers, Lightning Claws for any model. And then Flamers, Melt Against Plasma Pistols. The Chieftain can take Melta Bombs or Artificer Armor. They're just a cool, elite, fighty, choppy squad. Their special weapons or special stuff, they don't have line unless they take that special formation, but so not scoring. But their Chosen Warriors Relentless, and they have Counterattack 1, so if they get charged, they get the charge bonus. Precision Shots 6+, and Precision Strike 6+, so you can assign your wounds with your guns and your melee. They're just extra good up-close fighters. Malagurus the Twisted, he's the equerry of the Warmaster, 140 points. He's not a great fighter, he's only 2 wounds, like a Centurion, with 3 attacks and leadership 10. He's got a Bane Strike Bolter, Bolt Pistol, and Power Sword, Frag and Crack, Refractor. He's got the Legion Standard and Artificer Armor. And of course, Adamantium Wolf 4+, and it will not die, but he's broken in body, which means he may not, any unit he joins can't run or make sweeping advances because he's all jacked up from the Great Crusade, and he's a traitor. But he's a Bearer of the Eye. All models in a unit joined by Malagurus the Twisted gain the Line subtype and count as scoring, and when Malagurus the Twisted or any unit he has joined claims an objective, they control may not be cancelled or contested by enemy denial units. Only enemy scoring units can stop them. In addition, any unit with Malagurus the Twisted as its Warlord can take an additional reaction in the shooting phase as long as he's alive. So you can stick him in a heavy weapon squad and have him hold a home base objective, and it's very hard to take it away unless it's also another scoring unit. And he's lined by himself because he's holding the Standard of Horus, which I think is really cool. Malagurus, he's a subtle, really cool character, but he's a cool force multiplier character. I don't think there's a miniature for him though, so I would definitely look for. Oh no, there he is, right there. There's a miniature for him. I didn't realize they'd made one. Yeah, he's an awesome miniature and a very cool in-game piece too. Ezekiel Abaddon, first captain, has a Dark Fate ahead of him, 250 points. Weapon skill 7, Praetor, 4 wounds and 5 attacks. He's got a Bane Strike Combi and a Paragon Blade, Chthonian Power Claw, which is ×2 Strength, AP2, Melee Unwieldy, Specialist Shred, and Master Crafted. Cataphractii Armor, Grenade Harness. And then he's Master Legion, Independent Character, Relentless, Bulky 2, Battle Hardened 1, Fearless, Deep Strike. So Battle Hardened 1 means he's Toughness 5 for instant death. Fearless and Deep Strike, Precision Strike 4 for his melee attacks to kill whoever he wants. And then he's a Traitor. And he's a Warlord. He's got the Vengeful Spirit as his Warlord trait. It's his Space Truck. Ezekiel Abaddon and any unit he joins gain the Feel No Pain 4+ special rule during the movement and shooting phases in any turn in which they are deployed as part of a Deep Strike, because it's when he teleports down out of the Vengeful Spirit. In addition, he gets an additional reaction in the movement phase as long as he's alive. And then we've got the man, the legend, the hero of the first 3 books of the Horus Heresy, Gavriel Loken, former member of the Mournival, after Little Horus and Abaddon. And yeah, he's 175 points of sad, tragic hero. So weapon skill, blitz skill 6, strength toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, and 5 attacks. Just standard gear, bolt pistol and Paragon Blade, Artificer Armor and Iron Halo, Frag and Crack. He's a Sons of Horus, but he is a Loyalist. So he has to have the Wolf of Luna Warlord trait, which means that +1 attack one from before. And you have to be Loyalist to include him. Master Legion, he's a born survivor. The first time he goes to 0 wounds, he makes a leadership test and he comes back with D3. So I love that he's just a meat and potatoes captain that gets betrayed by his own people. It's such a cool story, and such a cool miniature too. So this deep sea green, there's a couple ways of painting it. There is actually a Luna Wolf or Sons of Horus like color now in the Citadel paint line you can use. But a lot of people also do the metallic with like the, I don't know if it's Aethermatic blue or some kind of like green over top of it. But you can also start doing the black and gold too for the Justarians. So lots of paint options, but they are a very sharp looking army. Yeah, they've done these with the actual Citadel color. I'm pretty sure how it ended up. It looks like through Sybarite green. But again, lots of black and gold too, which makes them fairly like easy to paint. I do love, actually I don't see Loken here. There's no Loken miniature. Weird, because there's Abaddon, there's Malagorst, but they didn't put Loken in. Strange. Lovely Forge World miniatures too for the Justarian and the Praetors and stuff like that. And of course, that would be Horus Uncorrupted. I really hope they do like a final showdown Horus Corrupted miniature. I think that'd be awesome at 1,000 points. And that means they gotta do Pops. They gotta do the Emperor at some point too. I'm also super duper hoping this is a plastic Leviathan. I know I keep saying it over and over in every review, but I keep seeing this Leviathan pop up. And he looks pretty similar. He doesn't look like a Forge World maybe. The lines are too crisp. Yeah, the lines are too crisp. They don't look hand sculpted. So I think he's plastic. I'm calling it now. So there you go. If you want one of the big bads, the main protagonists, the most important sort of like other Primarch in the game, apart from the Emperor, then the Sons of Horus might be for you. We'll see you for more GMG reviews. Back with the Word Bearers. Till then, I'm Ash. Have a good day. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continuing to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death Ray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.